Hey guys, I'm filming this in my bedroom and this is the shadow of the sun because the sun is setting very rapidly and we don't have much time, so let's start. I think the sun did not want to be a part of this collab, so I'm gonna find another light source for your eyes so you can see with them. I think this looks better. I'm like blocking the one interesting thing in my room, which is the houseplant. Opinion on frogs. Why am I thinking so? Good friends. Mario or Pokemon? Mario is the reason there are video games today, but I'm gonna just go with Pokemon because Pokemon is my childhood more than Mario, and I don't know, I spent more time loving Pokemon growing up. And as I'm sure you've understood by now, the only reason I love Nintendo and video games is because I want to relive the happiness I once felt as a child, which is unrealistic because it's never gonna happen. Next question, Minecraft or Fortnite? Minecraft. Do you have a sponsor for this video? I feel like this is the type of question you'd ask to like make sure you make it into the video, because like obviously I have a sponsor. Anyway, this video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. You probably know what a VPN is by now, but a VPN encrypts the stuff you do online and it can mask your IP. And ExpressVPN allows you to reroute your connection to a server in a country of your choice. I use ExpressVPN mainly for Netflix right now, so since I'm from Sweden, there's a bunch of shows I can't watch, like Twin Peaks and The Office, that are only available in the US. But if you use ExpressVPN and connect to the US, you can access all their shows too. So for example, if you're from the UK, you can use ExpressVPN, connect to the US servers, and then you can watch The Office, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Outlander, Hunter x Hunter, great anime. And if you're from the US, you can connect to UK servers and watch stuff like Rick and Morty, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, South Park, Top Gear, or connect to a Canadian server and watch Anchorman, Impractical Jokers, This Is Us, Lord of the Rings, the best movie trilogy in the world. And you can use ExpressVPN on your phone or computer or anything like that. There's actually a surprising amount of movies and TV shows you can't watch without a VPN. Find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link in the description box below, expressvpn.com/Seth. What was your favorite cartoon channel growing up? I used to watch Disney Channel like after school from like 3 p.m. Until I went to bed every day for maybe possibly like 10 years because it slapped. Bruh, where did your entire Spotify go? I deleted everything. Your favorite meme song? I just love Rick Astley, so I'm definitely gonna go with Rickroll, Never Gonna Give You Up, because it's just a great song. Favorite musician? Skrillex. Which are your favorite YouTubers right now? The one answer I always use, of course, is Awesome Minecraft Parodies, the best channel on YouTube. I barely watch YouTube except for like retro video game videos. Did You Know Gaming, for example, and very specific YouTubers like Picasprey, Modern Vintage Gamer. I also watch Summoning Salt. He makes awesome videos about like the history of different speedruns. He did some really amazing videos about Mario Kart speedruns. And then I watch this channel called JRose11. He beats, well, the videos I watch mainly, he beats Pokemon Red and Blue, but with one Pokemon. And it's for some reason, probably just for me because of the nostalgia once again, I think it's extremely entertaining. Any show or movie recommendations? I will always recommend The X-Files and The Lord of the Rings. Because I'm about 85 years old. The X-Files was like the biggest show in the 90s, and The Lord of the Rings was like the biggest movies like around 2002. I know a lot of people are like, The Lord of the Rings is so boring. What you need to do is you need to like focus on the movie and not like be on your phone and stuff, because I know I did not like Lord of the Rings when they came out, and it's just because I missed like half the plot when I watched it. I like fell asleep and like only watched half of it or something. But if you sit down and you watch all 3 movies, then I can't see a single person who could go away from that and say they don't like it. The X-Files is just so good to me because the story is fantastic, like the vibe is fantastic, and the 2 main characters are fantastic. They build such a like feeling that you start loving those people. It's also the 90s, very retro and very nostalgic for me, once again, because that's all I do in life, apparently, go on like nostalgia trips. If you, because of this video, watched The X-Files for the first time, the first few seasons or something, or you watched The Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy for the first time, and you loved it, please tweet me, just at me on Twitter, and tell me that you loved it. Please, thank you. What is Scandinavia? Scandinavia Scandinavia is Sweden, Norway, Denmark, which is a group of countries up here that all have very similar languages. Like, you can almost understand the other ones, unless it's Danish, because that's just like, no. And Scandinavia is part of the Nordic countries. And the Nordic countries are Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and also Finland and Iceland. What is Seth short for? Sethly. Twitter user and comic illustrator Adam Ellis asks me, can I have a long, strong hug? Yes, comic illustrator Adam Ellis. Thank you for your question, comic illustrator Adam Ellis. Do you like the band Ninja Sex Party? Nope, never heard of, and I don't like what that is. Next question by my good friends, Ninja Sex Party. How did you get so hot? Well, you've seen me in real life. This is all just the lighting. In real life, it's a no. It's a no. I'm not. Why do you love your Nintendo 64 console so much? Excuse me, it's 11 Nintendo 64 consoles, and I love them because of the nostalgia that I want to be happy again, and my childhood was happy, and then I missed that, so I tried to find it from doing the stuff I used to do as a kid, and it doesn't work. Next question. When did you decide that this was the thing you wanted to do with your life? Well, I wanted to be a musician. I said to myself, like from when I was like a tiny child, like 5 years old, I was like, if I'm not a rock star by the age of 18, I'm gonna kill myself. And I did not succeed, but I kind of succeeded by doing this. And I decided to be a YouTuber when I saw Smosh in 2006, and I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. This is what I want to do. And then I tried for 10 years, just failing over and over again, until I started being myself and doing this stuff that I do, like piano stuff and music stuff, and it just worked. Cliche tip of the day. Be yourself. Also, I bought Smosh merch in 2007. I bought a brown t-shirt that said, Boxman is your homeboy, I think. I think my mom threw it away like 2 years ago, and Anthony from Smosh knows about this, and I'm very embarrassed. Love you, Anthony. Endorse me. Thank you. Has any mainstream artist ever asked to work with you? I'm not gonna say any names, because I'm a good person and a good friend, but yes. What do you think about accordions? What is the capital of Ecuador? Quito. If you were to be a gym leader, what type would you pick? And what kind of gym challenge would you make the challenger do before they fight you? I would definitely pick Gengar and Blastoise. And it would have some weird backstory that like Blastoise, when he was a Squirtle, he had a brother, like a twin brother that died. And then he became like a Ghastly, and they both evolved into like a Gengar and a Blastoise. And now they're still like brothers, and I have them both, and they're my Pokemon. And the challenge would be some weird ghost type thing. They look kind of... do you see it? It's like... could be. Have you mowed the lawn? Okay, so remember when I said that my neighbor had a very nice looking lawn and I didn't because I never mowed the lawn? The neighbor came over, this is 3 years later. The neighbor comes over and he says, well, first of all, he was like super nice. He said like, hey, maybe you need help mowing your lawn. And I was like, yeah, sure, if you want to help me, that would be super nice. I was like, how much should I pay you? And he was like, no, it's free, I'll do it for free. And then after a while he was like, we know who you are. And I was like, okay. Turns out they recognized me on TV, flex. And I'm kind of, they might have seen that video now where I talked about them. So he was like, I'll go mow the lawn. So if they're watching this, hi. Thank you so much for being like a super chill neighbor. And your yard looks amazing still. How many questions did you end up getting? 4,145. I read all of them. Now I wish to pass away. How do you come up with the ideas for your videos? They are funny and really cool too. Thank you so much. It depends what type of videos, but it's like almost always just me either hearing something, like I listen to a song and I'm like, this sounds just like this other song, or I'm playing something on the piano, for example. The same thing happens. I'm like, oh, this sounds just like this other thing. And then that combines into like 45 other ideas that I have, you know, as compared to like other music YouTubers that just steal content, you know? How tall are you? I'm 6'7". I'm 2 meters tall. That's like the first thing anyone asks in real life. Online, it's like, why are you so sad? Can you control mind? No, I can barely control my own mind. How do I start a career in my desired field of work? So I'd say go online, ask around, go on like Reddit, I don't know, ask around what your desired field of work needs in terms of what qualities are people lacking, like what do they have a hard time finding people to do. You educate yourself, you study specifically those things that they need. One example I have is banks have these very like outdated computer systems. I don't know what bank specifically, but it's like a common thing apparently. They have an old computer programming language. If you were to learn that programming language, you could easily find a job, and a really high paying job as well. You need to ask the people in that field of work, the really experienced people, what type of knowledge, education, skills they know you would get hired for having. Can you juggle? I can juggle a football. Let's make this interesting. When I juggle to 1000, the video ends. When was the last time you felt joy? Probably, I'm gonna say honestly 15 years ago. Probably 15 years ago, yeah. What's your main tip for college, university level studies? My main tip, it depends what type of program you're going into. I've studied science, different types of science, and I would say study the previous year's exams and go through all the questions, see what you need to learn from that. Because if you have good teachers, they will supply this for you. Like, a good teacher is someone who wants you to learn and who wants you to pass the course. A bad teacher is someone who says, oh, this course is super hard and everyone drops out. Their goal should be to have everyone in their class pass. What kind of music do you actually listen to for fun? I'm listening to Ariana Grande. I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar. I'm listening to Skrillex. I'm listening to Metallica. I'm listening to Troye Sivan. I'm listening to like all types of different music, and I feel like everyone should try to expand their music listening. If you're only listening to one specific genre, I would suggest expanding. I would suggest trying to expand your music listening, habits. Imagine how much you're enjoying the current music you're listening to now, like your favorite songs in this genre. You could have those amazing experiences of like finding new music, new songs that you love in so many other genres as well that you might be just missing out on. What is your reaction to demonetization? I'm used to it. It's like every video. Why do some people constantly try to deny others their basic human rights? I'd say lack of education, propaganda, money. If you could go to another country after the pandemic ends, where would you go? Oh, I want to go to so many places. I want to go to like Italy, Japan, the US even. Kind of. New Zealand. The Lord of the Rings was filmed in New Zealand, so I want to go to like all the locations where the movie was filmed, because they found some absolutely amazing locations for filming, and I simply have to go there. What was the best year of your life in terms of music, discovering, making, etc.? I know exactly like how my music like progression happened. So first I was just listening to whatever my mom played or something when I was like a kid, and then when I was probably 10, my friend introduced me to Metallica. He downloaded Metallica off of LimeWire. That's how old I am. Fuel by Metallica was like the first song I really loved by them, and then I started listening to Metallica. And then a few years later, I remember my other friend, I must have been 14 maybe. The year was... How old am I? Like 2007. My friend was listening to the Swedish artist Bass Hunter. I was the type of person who was like, Bass Hunter, like techno is so lame, like anyone could make electronic music just like that. So he got Fruity Loop Studio or FL Studio today. We had a trial version, so you couldn't save the project. You just like, if you had the computer on without closing the program, you could like keep working on it, but you could never save it. You could just like export the raw file at the end. That's like what I used for like 3 or 4 years maybe, just like without even having the full program. And it got me really into making music, like producing music for myself. He literally got me into making electronic music just because I said it was so easy. And then after that, like those years passed, and then Deadmau5 really hit. Probably 2010 sometime. I was like, how do you make electronic music sound like this? I think I was working in Logic mostly. And then in like 2011, Skrillex dropped Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. You know, that dubstep happened. And then I was like, how do you make this? And then I kept going from there, and now I'm using Ableton, and I know how to produce way better than I did back then. And it's all because I said, anyone can make this. And I was just trying to prove someone wrong. So basically, I'm here just out of spite. What is your favorite N64 color / variation? Well, when I was a kid, I had the purple, it's called something weird like midnight blue, grape. I had the purple console. And now, to relive the happiness of when I was a kid, I still love the purple Nintendo 64 the most. I also love just the really rare ones, so this smoke black / white. But yeah, I'd say it has to be the purple. Purple. And it's the same with my Game Boy. I have the Game Boy right here, hold on. The purple Game Boy Color, which is also the first color I had, which was my first video game anything I ever got, with Wario World 3, and then also Pokemon Blue. What do you think YouTube Rewind 2020 is gonna be like? I have a suspicion. Like, it's either gonna be really serious about coronavirus, or it's gonna be like YouTubers that were popular 5 years ago, and like 2 or 1 A-list celebrities dancing to like whatever the popular song of 2020 was, while wearing face masks. Any additions to your Nintendo collection you are excited to get or are looking for? I've actually bought a few more things the last few months. It's only one thing I'm after, which is Pokemon Yellow, complete in box. And apart from that, I think I have like the things I want for now, but I'm sure in like 1 week it's gonna be like, oh, I need every single Nintendo 64 game. Which one of my own videos is my favorite? I'll have to go with music genre video game. It just felt like I got to like express a lot of creativity. It's like kind of both like a story going on and like video game references and like music references. Would you ever get a piercing? If you do, where? What about tattoos? I would get a piercing, probably. At one point I was considering like a septum piercing, but I think I'd probably just go with like pierce my ears, probably, if I got something just basic, you know. And tattoos, yeah, I'd love to get some tattoos. I think I will get some tattoos. I just don't have any right now because it hasn't been like a priority of mine, but in the future, yeah, for sure. Is Luigi a twink? No. Please tell me if the trend of Swedish teenagers wearing rubber bands on their legs is true, or if Tumblr was lying to me. Yes, my friend did that. I don't know why. I never did it. I think it's like to keep the pants shape or something. I honestly have no idea. Can you get me and the other Seth Everman unbanned from Carson's server? So, if you saw a video I made a few weeks ago, I went on Discord just in random voice channels to talk to people, and the Discord I went into was owned by Carson. Call me Carson, the YouTuber. So I went in there just to see if like I could find people who joined from my video. So the people I was talking to randomly started like changing their names to Seth Everman and changing their profile picture to my picture, and we're just all having fun. And then I think one of the mods or admins or something on the server did not know like I was okay with it or something. They were like, don't impersonate this YouTuber, and they all got banned. I think they all got like permanently banned. So I'm terribly sorry. There were like probably 10 people. So I'm sorry if you're banned. What's your favorite version of Hurt? 9 Inch Nails or Johnny Cash? Johnny Cash, by far. If you don't know what that is, it's a song by 9 Inch Nails. Johnny Cash made a cover on it, and the cover is just amazing. And I'm a big fan of 9 Inch Nails. You know, Trent Reznor, the singer of 9 Inch Nails, said, you know, it's Johnny Cash's song now. He just made such a like unique, good cover. And the song kind of got a different meaning after that. So I definitely recommend right now, after this video, you watch Johnny Cash Hurt. Emotional. Sad. Good. Next question. Eddie asks, favorite dinosaur? I never got into dinosaurs like as a kid, and I never got into like space as a kid either. I feel like every other kid did, but I didn't, so I don't have a favorite dinosaur. Thank you for the question. Can the Q&A be in 2020 vibe? Yes. Femboy Hooters asks, how many Pokemon cards total do you have in your house? Well, Femboy Hooters, way too many. Let's find out. Who's sexier, Bowser or Mario? Like, who in their right mind would say Mario? I sure wouldn't. What was the thought process behind how to create Bad Guy? The thought process was, I heard the song, the melody sounded just like the meme song We Are Number One, and so I thought, yeah, I can do something with that. And then when she says, I'm the bad guy, that sounds like someone speaking into a fan, so then that's like, oh, I can use that for something funny. And then all the instruments and stuff just worked really well in this style that I made my Drake One Dance video, which is make the song from household objects. I feel like all of my videos are just like, anyone could do it, but it's the idea that's pretty like sometimes hard to come up with, I guess. Were you ever bullied? I was never bullied. I went to like a pretty small music school, so everyone there was playing like classical music instruments, so they're all pretty nerdy, and there wasn't really any like bullies. From the age of 5 to 18, I was the tallest my age, so that might have had something to do with it too. But I don't think, I personally didn't experience any bullying, and I don't think there was much bullying, which I'm very grateful for. Does my cat look cute? Yes. Posting this meme for the inevitable meme break. Hi, I am Amanda Lynn. Whoa, me too. What's your favorite concert you've been to? I'm gonna say Lollapalooza, the festival, last summer, so 2019, in Stockholm. I went to Lollapalooza and I actually saw Billie Eilish. The festival itself was super nice, loved it, in my home city, you know, and that's actually what I looked forward to the most this entire year, was to go back to Lollapalooza, because it was the first Lollapalooza Stockholm ever last year, and then it was gonna happen again this year, but obviously it didn't. Have you played Stardew Valley? It's so good. Played. Yes, I have. I never really got into it though, but I understand like how people think it's really good. I think if I had more time, I would definitely love it too. Favorite song of the year? Let me go to my Spotify real quick. Like I'm going through all the songs I listened to this year, and they were all released not this year. What's been the big song of this year? Like Dance Monkey was last year. Horrible song. I don't think Blinding Lights is my favorite song of this year. I'm gonna say Lil Uzi Vert, Futsal Shuffle 2020. I'm pretty sure it was released like late 2019, like December 2019, but I'm still gonna say that, because it's got 2020 in the name. Come on now. Is there a song you've been listening to a lot recently? For some reason, I've been listening to DNA by Kendrick Lamar. The reason being it's super good, actually. So yeah, it's super good. That's why. Kendrick Lamar, DNA. Now for the final question. Are you gay? Well,